was like, oh, Q's gay, Q's gay. And my mother asked me, she was like, Q, are you gay?
Take me through the incident that happened at Fashion Week that led to you and Dunn breaking up.
Yeah, so I was in Rochester, New York. I get a call from Diddy Stylist. He's like, I need you in Fashion Week to do some events, to make some money. That's what artists do. We go to events, we take pictures, for the media, for the blogs. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad to be a part of it. So I get to New York, Harlem. I'm in this place. We smoked some weed, had a few regular drinks. I get dressed to go to the event. He comes out with this strange green bottle with some other liquor, and I glanced at the bottle and it read acid. Now I did my research after it happened. What acid was? Acid is a date raping drink. It's like green. It's like whatever the fuck it is. It's a date raping drink. So he poured it in my drink. I innocently drunk it. Gulp, drunk the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. I go to the event. When I get to the event, I don't feel right, man. Like I'm like feeling like woozy, and I start like spinning and because I can't handle these heavy drugs, whatever the case. My body doesn't handle it well. I started spinning and spinning, got serious, and next thing you know, he makes a signal to get me. The stylist makes a signal to get me out the event club. Um, I blank out. Next thing you know, I wake up and I'm naked in the stylist's bed, holding myself like this, stuck, stuck like this, as if a snake had bitten me and I was unconscious and paralyzed. And I couldn't move. And I couldn't speak. So he was verbally assaulting me. Not verbally, verbally and aggressively, excuse me, verbally and aggressively assaulting me. He's telling me, shut the fuck up, and saying all this crazy shit. And I was saying, please stop. I was mumbling the shit, like, please stop, while I was holding myself. And then it just got, I don't want to go into the details of what the assault really, what took place, man, but it was very aggressive and it was painful, bruh. And I've never felt like pain like that in my life. Like I was taken advantage of, and I feel like if I had, if I could reach that gun from being stuck like this, you know what I'm saying? And fast forward the next day, I still was under the influence. That's when I got out of the house and went to New York City where Dawn was at, because she was in there for Fashion Week too. And I told her what the stylist had did to me, that he assaulted me, and I needed help. I just needed help. I didn't know what to do. And she went with me over to his house. We went back to Harlem, went to his house, confronted him. He tried to play like the shit was consensual. So me and him about to fight and argue. I'm like, yo, what the f you saying this was consensual, nigga? You ain't telling that you poured that shit in my drink? So I'm like going crazy. We arguing. We get out of her house. We go back to Rochester. We're talking to my parents. And Dawn's like, oh, Q's gay. Q's gay. And my mother asked me, she was like, Q, are you gay? I was like, Mom, no. I said, Mom, this man assaulted me and took advantage of me. I said, I did not have consensual sex with him. And Dawn didn't believe me still. And she went, that's kind of like the time we had broke up. And she went, I know when we, next time I saw her, she was on the radio talking to Sway or something, saying that I cheated on her. And she started telling people, you know how this is what I mean by.
Nah, because hearing this makes my stomach drop. Like everything in me tighten up at once, because this is one of them stories where you can hear the setup before the pain even get there. You can hear the power imbalance before the drink even get poured. You can hear how normal it sounded right up until it wasn't normal no more. And that's what pissed me off the most, how regular it started, how casual, how business coded it was, because that's how people get caught slipping, not off chaos, off trust, off routine, off this is just work. And the minute you said stylist, fashion week, events, money, pictures. My mind already went to that space where people think they safe because it's industry, because it's professional, because it got names attached to it, and that's exactly where predators hide, right there in the room where nobody thinks to question anything. And the drink part, true, because that's where my whole chest got hot, that green bottle moment, that glance, that label you didn't recognize. That's the moment everybody listening needs to sit with, because that's the moment consent left the building and nobody announced it. That's the moment control shifted without you knowing it, and the fact that you had to do research after the fact to even understand what happened to your own body is terrifying, because that means whatever was in that drink was never meant to be explained to you. It was meant to work on you, quietly, efficiently, without your permission. And when you describe that feeling, not drunk but wrong, spinning but heavy, body not responding, that ain't partying, that ain't overdoing it. That's your nervous system screaming that something is happening to you that you did not choose. And the signal, that little silent signal to get you out the event, that part right there is chilling, because that's coordination, that's planning, that's not a misunderstanding, that's not vibes, that's not blurred lines, that's execution. And when you said you blanked out and woke up naked and frozen, unable to move or speak, that's where the air leave the room. Because anybody who's ever heard real assault stories know that paralysis, that locked body feeling, that trapped inside yourself moment, that's real, that's documented, that's not confusion. And the way you describe being yelled at while you couldn't even function, being told to shut up while you're physically incapable of defending yourself, that's cruelty stacked on violation, that's power flex all the way out. And what really messes me up is the aftermath. Because people love to act like the worst part is the act itself, but no, the worst part is what happens when you finally say it out loud and the world decides whether or not it's convenient to believe you, and the fact that you went straight to your partner, not hiding, not sneaking, not lying, but saying I was assaulted, I need help, and still got met with doubt, labels, rumors, and your trauma getting flipped into something else. That's where the real damage spreads. Because now you're not just violated, you're being rewritten, you're being accused, you're being erased, and hearing that it turned into he cheated and he's gay instead of he was harmed shows exactly how fast people reach for narratives that make them more comfortable instead of ones that are true. This story don't sound messy, it don't sound confused, it don't sound exaggerated. It sounds like someone walking through shock trying to make sense of something that was done to them without their consent. And the anger you hear underneath it, the rage, the if I could have moved thoughts, that's not guilt. That's survival instinct kicking in too late. And anybody listening who still want to play dumb about power, about drugs, about industry spaces, about silence, they choosing not to hear it, because this isn't unclear, it's ugly, and it's loud, and it says a lot about who gets protected and who gets questioned after the damage already done. It really is heartbreaking. What makes it hit even harder is that telling the truth like that takes real courage. A lot of people carry stuff like this in silence for years because of shame, fear, or worrying nobody will believe them. Speaking it out loud is not weakness, it's strength. I'm so sorry Kerry had to live through that, and I hope he knows he didn't deserve it, none of it. Nobody should ever be mocked for surviving something that changed them.